The Ministry of Education has cancelled the UGC NET examination conducted by the National Testing Agency just a day after lakhs of students took it, allegedly over paper leak reports. The decision follows a massive controversy surrounding the NEET medical entrance exam, which is currently under the Supreme Court review. Approximately 81% of 11.21 lakh registered candidates appeared for the exam held in 317 cities nationwide. The Education Ministry has cited inputs that the integrity of the exam had been compromised, received from the National Cyber Crime Threat Analytics Unit of the Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center. Now, a thorough probe, meanwhile, remember, is underway now. Well, remember, India has, of course, been recognized for the UPI transaction system, Aadhar card, DigiLocker, the Election Commission. There are some of the examples of India's robust system. With many competitive exams such as the UPSC, JEE Mains, CAT, the ideal goal is to make India the world's best examiners. But how do we achieve this goal is the big question. Joining us at this point is Professor Rajendra Pandey, former Vice Chancellor, West Bengal University of Health Sciences. Also with us is Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist. Aditi Barak, NET aspirant, is joining us live as well. Aditi, let me begin with you first. This certainly must come as a big disappointment for you, the cancellation of the examination.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Of course, it is like a heartbreaking news for any aspirant, be it NET aspirant or NEET aspirant. And me personally being a NET aspirant, it was a heartbreaking news when I got to know that just a day later when I gave the exam and it just got cancelled with saying that those reasons which are very, like we have seen in NEET also. These frauds, and we don't know the exact reasons also, but obviously this was very disheartening. It was not even like 48 hours, let's say 24 hours, and we just got the news that it got cancelled.
Yes, and Aditi, also, how did your paper go? Did it go well? Did that make it doubly worse that it was leaked if your paper did go well?
Actually, I have been preparing for quite a while now, and I have given previous attempts also. So with time, obviously my preparation is, better. And this time I was even more confident than the last time. Of course, it was I don't know if it was easy or not, but for me it was better than the last year because of my preparation level or whatever. So I was really satisfied with my exam, and I was hoping for the best only. So that was all.
Yes. Have you been told when the re-exam will be now?
That is the main issue actually, because we have no idea that when they are going to conduct it, like this month or like next month or maybe later. And this will only affect on the next cycle. And we have all plans. We have planned, like we have given the exam now. What are the future plans? Even PhD admissions are now dependent on this exam. So we have no idea that when they are going to conduct it now and how much time it will take to reconduct this exam.
Yes, and you're also obviously hearing the controversy regarding NEET as well. There have been paper leaks before too in other states. What is needed according to you as a student? What do you believe is the solution to stop this once and for all?
Of course, there should be any solution. We don't know what, but this is like a very normal thing. We have always heard about these leaks and something, but it is a very big deal to cancel the exam in just one day. It means there must be a really big fraud, or for the NEET aspirants also, we have also seen them. So मतलब उनके लिए कुछ इतना स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शंस लेने चाहिए कि फ्रॉड्स हुए ना. मतलब अगर हम अपने सिस्टम को इस अकॉर्डिंगली डिज़ाइन कर दें कि फ्रॉड्स मतलब जो फ्रॉड करे उनको सोचना पड़े कि हाँ ठीक है, अगर हमने ऐसा कुछ किया तो हमारे साथ क्या एक्शंस लिए जा सकते हैं. तो सबसे पहला तरीका तो वही हो सकता है कि अब अगर एग्जाम्स कंडक्ट होते हैं, लोग कहते हैं कि हमारे सेंटर पे कुछ था या कुछ फ्रॉड्स हुए हैं, एंड दे जस्ट लेट इट गो. जैसे कि नहीं, हमने ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ. लास्ट ईयर भी ऐसा हुआ था कि NTA ने कंडक्ट कराया था नेट का एग्जाम, एंड दे हैव सेड दैट वी हैव सीन पीपल ऑन सेंटर. मतलब थोड़ा ऐसा कि उनको लगा कि कुछ फ्रॉड हुआ है, बट NTA denied it and they said that no, we have conducted it successfully. Even this time also they have released the notice that they have successfully conducted it, but it is a very big deal that they have like cancelled it just a day later. So obviously some strict actions should be taken for that people मतलब उन्हें डर होना चाहिए कि अगर कोई फ्रॉड कर रहा है, क्योंकि ये कुछ 2-4 बच्चों के लिए फायदे की चीज़ होगी, बट फॉर लैक्स ऑफ पीपल जो बहुत ही मेहनत करके पेपर देने गया है, जो अपनी इतनी प्रिपरेशन करके गया है, एंड नाउ दे आर इन अ जोन, दे डोंट नो व्हेन दे आर गोइंग टू कंडक्ट इट अगेन. So obviously they should take some strict actions whatsoever.
Yes, clearly. Let me get in Professor Rajendra Pandey. Professor Pandey, there is a controversy over NEET which continues. The NET examination now has been cancelled. Just a day after the exam, there were, there were some discrepancies, possible leak which was discovered by the NTA. This is, just a controversy after controversy, which is giving us a very bad name world over as far as our examination system is concerned. Professor Pandey, what do you make of it?
What I personally think that it's a reflection of whatever is happening in the society. One cannot take it in an isolated manner. The examination, not only the examination system, all systems should be running properly without any corruption, with all transparency and integrity. The problem may be that with the NET examination, the NTA, the agency, is convinced that there has been something wrong, and they have been forthcoming and prompt enough in cancelling the examination and doing it. They might have their own reason for waiting for a confirmation to the extent in which the problem has occurred in the NEET examination. And I believe that once they have gone through the deliberations, they would also cancel the examination. And whatever is coming as an information from Bihar or Gujarat or other centers, people coming from different centers to other centers for examination are all circumstantial evidence which should initiate a process of introspection into the NTA at what is happening. And I presume that once they go through these deliberations within their internal audit, they would cancel the NEET examination as well.
Yes. Also, now Professor Pandey, perhaps an overhaul is needed now. But there is some solution that is needed now to ensure that we don't fail our students, because they're the ones who suffer. They study and prepare the whole year, and then suddenly, the exams may have gone well for them, but what use of that attempt because the entire paper is cancelled? Who knows, how they'll do the next time the examination is conducted. So ensure we don't fail our students. What foolproof steps are needed to be taken?
First thing is, you can only, by making a system less possible to intrusion, that is the only thing a system can try to do. What is more important, as the Adi Shankaracharya has narrated, that the only job of a ruler is to build character amongst its citizens. And a citizen is supposed to help others. These are the two basic things for which the nation should survive. The system can prompt only from the rulers who can say that, okay, we'll invest in building characters, that people will not do wrong to themselves or to the others. We can make a system, somebody will be smart enough to beat this system by its demerits rather than their own merit. Yes, so far as the steps of examination is correct, there has been a lot of deliberation on this, that like IIT, if we can go for two-step examination, where after initially prelims, the people would come to examination for an online examination at the second step, when things should be done in a manner that it will be a short-term availability of question would be online, it would be locked, and
Okay, Professor Pandey, I think we're losing you there. Gautam Mukherjee, let me quickly bring you in here, Gautam. A double whammy for students, a controversy over the NEET not ending, and now the NET exam gets cancelled too, Gautam.
Yes, and rightly so. You cannot have a completely corrupt system. It militates against the good efforts of people like Aditi Singh, because they are no match for people who have the paper in advance and the answers in advance and score 100 on 100 or 720 on 720 or whatever it was. 600 people scored that kind of number. It is the first thing is assumption that corruption is endemic in this country. Wherever it is not cracked down upon, it occurs. I disagree with Professor Pandey about character. Character is very welcome and very desirable, but it is sorely missing, because if there was any morality at all amongst the people who set the papers and conduct these exams, then this kind of thing could not happen. So let us assume that the system is thoroughly corrupt and work on technical systems that can prevent this. One idea that occurs to me is control of the paper. Now, suppose there are 2 or 3 possible set papers, and an entirely different body controls which paper is finally issued, and this is done within, let's say, an hour or 2 of the exams, so that there is very little window of opportunity to leak that paper. The second thing is, of course, the marking systems and so on, which I think have to be tightened. And third, as you mentioned yourself, a complete overhaul of the administration, so that the vested interests of various kinds, which have infiltrated them, including politicians, as we are told, according to certain reports, cannot create this kind of havoc. Yes, it gives us a very bad reputation, and deservedly so. This is ridiculous. You cannot run exams in this manner. And it must be, I think the government has done the right thing by calling up the people who are responsible and cancelling the paper. Yes, it causes a lot of difficulties for the students, but you just have to tighten this up. Uday.
Yes. What about the follow-up measures that are needed now? Enough is enough. This menace must be ended of examination leaks, of these examination abrupt cancellations. How do we strengthen the system, Gautam? Gautam, that question was for you. Do we have Gautam Mukherjee with us?
Yes. Sorry,
Yes.
I muted it and unmuted it, took it time. Yeah, the follow-up measures are things that I've already mentioned. One is change the system of how you disburse the final examination paper, give a very short window of opportunity between the selection of the paper from 2 or 3 possibilities, and issue it immediately electronically to all the centers, and they can print it out and do it very similarly to many newspapers, which are done today in multiple editions. Now you don't have trucks taking the newspaper from one place to another, and some places receiving them 2 days late. That's one, the examination paper itself. Second, the marking systems. The marking systems have to be handed over to a different set of people who are not connected at all and who have a situation of anonymity, both in terms of the papers they're looking at and they themselves, so that and a sort of a jury that looks at the people who are marking, so that they themselves don't in due course start cheating. And this has to change year to year, session to session, paper to paper, exam to exam, so that there is, if you're going to transfer IAS people every 3 years, so that they don't get their roots into the system and start indulging in corruption. Think what is happening if educationists are rooted into the examination process. This is, not the first time, and it is happening at all levels, from school right up to medical college, and it has to be assumed that people are corrupt, and you have to have systems that don't make it so easy for them to be corrupt. Uday.
We lost Professor Pandey earlier. I don't know if he's back with us. Professor Pandey, if you're back with us, please do tell us. You were elaborating on, the measures that need to be taken to, to foolproof the system, to make it, of course, an exemplary system for the world to look at with pride, for India to be proud of. We lost you earlier. Please go ahead, complete your point.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Gautam that at the time of examining the question papers, the time for minimizing should be there. Many of the university examination, it is already being followed, that you have a large set of 4 or 5 sets of questions. They are transferred or locked with the computer, which the center can open only a few hours earlier. They print it out and then is distributed. And while it is being done for, say, it takes 1 or 2 hours, the candidates can even be made to be inside the examination hall, while in other rooms it is being prepared, that so that they do not have any chance of getting in access to those things even by any electronic means. The system can be jammed, the telephones can be jammed with the jammer around, so that the mobile data will also not be available to the candidates by any coveted means. So that is the way one can prevent the chances of pilferage of or leaking the questions at the center before the examination. And once the examination is conducted, still the corruption can be there, as it has been seen in West Bengal education system, that OMR sheets are being changed. They're submitting the OMR with all blank, which is subsequently being filled in order to that, if the test is done electronically and it is in the system itself, the chances of such manipulation will also not be there. And the second, if this marking is done by artificial intelligence in the shortest possible time, so that the results can be published also in hours, the chances of human manipulation subsequently will also be brought to near zero. If all these things are done, probably we'll gain back the credibility that our examination system should hold globally. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Let me take that across to, to Aditi as well, who's of course with us. Aditi, what measures do you believe, that students would want? You talk to, I'm sure, your friends, क्या बदलाव आने चाहिए, what all things should change, in your friends' views, the students' outlook क्या है? Because right now, of course, this examination system is not making us feel proud at all. We need to up it and make it the envy for the world, so that the world looks at India and says, यही examination system हमें भी अपनाना है. अभी फिलहाल वो स्थिति नहीं है, Aditi.
Yes sir, of course. मतलब हमें खुद ये लग रहा है कि ये एग्जाम सिस्टम हमारा दोबारा अगर नेक्स्ट टाइम भी ये होता है तो हम खुद ही मतलब कैसे देंगे हमें नहीं पता. तो अगर हम ऐसे सिस्टम की बात करें कि बाकी लोग हमें कहे कि हमारा भी एग्जाम ऐसे कंडक्ट हुए, सो इट विल डेफिनेटली टेक सम टाइम. And of course, I have discussed with my friends and my other NET aspirants also. So we all are suffering the same way. So we have just discussed that obviously there must be some changes, but that must be only gradual changes. It's not like कि आप किसी और एजेंसी को हायर कर रहे हो या आप कोई और वे उसके लिए ढूंढ रहे हो, तो वो एकदम ड्रास्टिक चेंज नहीं होना चाहिए. अभी जो लेटेस्ट हमारी NEP थी, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट हमारा सिलेबस चेंज होना था, which was like discussed last year, I guess, or maybe starting of this year. But this attempt, there was no such change in the syllabus also. So it was like that, कोई टाइम आपको पहले डिफाइन करना चाहिए कि अगर हमारा एग्जाम इस टाइम हो रहा है, तो अब जैसे अब हमारा नेक्स्ट एग्जाम होगा, जब भी ये वाला हमारा रिकंडक्ट होगा, तो सबसे पहली चीज़ तो ये कि हमें एक टाइम डिफाइन के अंदर कि मतलब 1 मंथ प्रायर और लाइक 15 days या जो भी मिनिमम एटलीस्ट है, सो दैट वी कैन रिवाइज. Obviously we cannot like just go again and sit in the exam which we just gave. So the thing is, जो भी changes आए gradually आए, मतलब एकदम से पहले it was CBT computer based and it was online, and now this was offline. So इस बार ऑफलाइन हो गया, सबका शिफ्ट्स एक साथ हो गया, मतलब एक ही दिन में सारे एग्जाम्स कंडक्ट कराए गए हैं, विच वाज लाइक अ मेजर थिंग फॉर एनटीए, बिकॉज पहले अलग अलग दिन में अलग अलग एग्जाम्स होते थे, शिफ्ट होते थे, तब भी इतना इजीली कंडक्ट कराना इजी नहीं था इनके लिए, और अब इन्होंने एक ही दिन में कराया. तो आई गेस जो भी मेजर्स लें, जो भी प्रिकॉशंस हो, वो स्टूडेंट्स के फेवर में हो और ट्रांसपेरेंट हो, बिकॉज अगर ऐसे फ्रॉड्स होंगे तो जो बच्चे बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत कर रहे हैं, जो बहुत पढ़ के कर रहे हैं, उनके, क्योंकि देर आर नंबर ऑफ सीट्स, देर आर डिफाइंड सीट्स, इट्स 6% फ्रॉम द टॉप रैंकर्स फॉर नेट. तो अगर कोई फ्रॉड करके अगर बच्चा आ रहा है, तो फिर जिसके एक्चुअल में चांसेस हैं वो रह जाते हैं. सो जो भी मेजर्स, जो भी प्रिकॉशंस लिए जाते हैं, मतलब वो ऑब्वियसली स्टूडेंट्स के फेयर डिसीजंस के लिए हों.
Okay. Also now, as far as the NEET controversy is concerned, you're hearing, of course, the latest revelations that have come in. What do you believe is the best solution? Should a re-examination happen? Should the examination be scrapped? What steps should the government take? Or do you believe they should wait for what the Supreme Court has to say, Professor Pandey?
Sir, is pending with Supreme Court. The usual understanding is that the last word has to come from Supreme Court.
Because we are hearing of revelations every day. Now one of the accused arrested in Bihar says that he leaked the paper.
Yeah, if now the job of NTA comes that with all these available informations, if they have an iota of thinking that the probability of question leak is there, they should promptly file an affidavit with the Supreme Court that we do not have anything to explain and we are convinced that there has been a paper leak, so please allow us to reconduct the examination. Then the hearing probably would not be needed. They would just need to take a relief from the Supreme Court and they can go ahead and conduct the examination again. So that is my belief, that is what they should be doing.
Okay. Let me, in fact, take that to Gautam. Gautam, what's your take? What would be the best step in the NEET case going ahead? Looking at the revelations that are coming and the twists and turns that the case is taking, because so far it's just, the students in a limbo. They don't know whether the exam will be cancelled outright or not.
Well, I think one is when there is corruption of this scale revealed, the exam should be cancelled. Having said that, the organization that runs NEET has to be totally overhauled. You cannot expect better results from the same people, who have let this happen, whether they are involved in sins of omission or sins of commission. The fact is they're incompetent and they have caused this to happen, and it is of great difficulty and pain to the genuine students, and of course the crooks, as we can see, have paid, according to reports, 30 to 40 lakhs each. So it is a lucrative business. One is you pay a lot of money, you get the papers, you then get the answers, you learn up the answers, or even, for all I know, you carry them into the exam hall and just copy it down. Anything goes. Now, this kind of thing has to be prevented, and in order to do so, the people have to be held accountable. You can't say it leaked. Divine ordinance didn't leak it. Some human being did. Are you going to catch him and punish him? Or are you going to accept collective responsibility? So, this can only take place with exemplary punishment for the people involved, a total overhaul, and a frequent disruption and overhaul as the time goes forward so that people don't get their feet.
Yes.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.